September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and a majority of men over the age of 40, they deal with some pretty uncomfortable and embarrassing symptoms. They're brought on by prostate-related issues, even if they don't have prostate cancer. The Herbal Pharmacist is here this morning, David Foreman. He's here to tell us about 3 exotic herbs to help ease prostate pain in men. Great to have you here.
Good to be here.
First, what are the symptoms that men will experience?
It's a wide array from getting up and down at night while you're sleeping, 3 or 4 times, having trouble getting your urine stream going, so you're trying to go to the bathroom and things just don't happen. Or one of my favorites, not really, is you can't turn it off. Basically,
right.
You think you're done urinating and you'll have dribbling in your underwear. You can have bladder discomfort. Probably the one that no one ever talks about. It actually affects libido because the prostate gland is important when it comes to having an orgasm for a man.
Right.
And so you can have burning, you can have discomfort. You may not even realize that's why. So it can affect a relationship as well. So, and it's one of those things like people never, especially I'm a guy, right?
I was getting ready to say, okay, everything you just named, every man at home is going, I'm not talking about that. I'm definitely not talking about that. No way I'm talking about that.
Well, and the sad thing is it actually affects your spouse as well, because you're waking her up all night long, so then she can't figure out why she's grumpy in the morning. It's because you've been waking her up all night.
Because you've been up all night.
Exactly.
So, these symptoms, if they feel or notice these, should they immediately go see a doctor?
Yeah, don't play doctor. You need to go to a doctor. Go to your healthcare provider, get a full examination. I was telling you before the show that when I was in my 40s, I had problems with my prostate. I was like the poster child for all the symptoms we just talked about. And so I went to my doctor and I was like, hey, this is what's going on. You need to get a diagnosis, because if it is something more serious like prostate cancer, then you need to be aware of your treatment possibilities, because depending on your age and how far advanced you are, there's different treatment options. Or it could be, for me, it was just prostatitis because I rode a bicycle a lot, and that was extra pressure on my prostate gland, because the prostate gland is, if you're riding a bike and that pressure you're feeling on in your buttocks, basically inside, it's your prostate gland that you're sitting on, basically, which is what triggered my and I had the dribbling, I had painful orgasms, those are things that people no one ever wants to talk about,
especially sharing that with their spouse.
Yeah, exactly. Trouble getting to going to the bathroom, all that stuff.
All right, so you've brought 3 herbs, and I have to be honest with you, I've never heard of any of them.
That's the whole
probably
idea.
A lot of people at home haven't. So what are these 3 herbs? Tell us what each one is, its function, and how men are going to feel better.
Okay, again, these are not a replacement for medicine. I just want to be really clear. So you first make sure you get your diagnosis. So the first one is stinging nettle root. Okay. I'm going to focus on root, because when you go to your health food store, you might find nettle leaf. The leaf is for allergies, and the root is actually for prostate health. So if you don't buy the right form of it, but what this does is it helps decrease inflammation. It helps with those men that might have that benign enlargement, again, get your diagnosis. So nettle works great. A lot of times you'll see nettle actually used in combination with other prostate health herbs. Okay. The next one, actually, I learned about a year ago. This one originates from Vietnam. The herb is Krilla. And Krilla, there was recently a trial with 157 men that were having some urinary prostate type issues, and within 60 days the men had significant improvement in overall prostate health, and all the symptoms that I was describing, 89% of the men had realized the benefit from using it.
Are these all plant-based?
Everything we're talking about, yeah. And my origination in this whole thing is herbal medicine. That's why I'm the herbal pharmacist.
Right.
Granted, I talk about other things, but today we're just talking about herbs.
Perfect.
Last but not least, this comes from a bark from a tree in Africa. It's called pygeum. It's really difficult to find pygeum by itself, but it too has shown to help decrease what we call prostate congestion. A lot of times the reason you have that swelling is the gland itself is congested, so it also helps fight inflammation as well.
Did you take these when you were having your issues?
Well, the krill I only just started recently taking, because I learned about it about a year ago. Yes, I did use nettle at the time, and I have used, actually I had a product I was taking back then, and I can tell you that the natural approach does work. It's just you have to be diligent about it, and for me, I also changed how often I rode my bike. I ride a recumbent bike now, which is not putting as much pressure directly on my prostate, but again, you need to get a diagnosis.
Absolutely.
What's going on. Supplements definitely play an important role, but you need to find out what's wrong first.
But don't skip that PSA. That's the most important thing.
True.
Always great information.
Thank you.
And we have more information about the Herbal Pharmacist on our website, sonoranliving.com.